Good morning and welcome to today's positive news video. Today's a little bit unusual and it came from an unexpected source. I have a YouTuber that I've been watching for a few years, a very charming young lady from England named Emma. And the YouTube channel is Emma Cruises, and she takes cruises and she reports on them, and she's very charming, and it's a real getaway for me to watch videos about cruising the world in luxury ships, and it's just a good bit of fun. Yesterday, she had a new video out, and she went on a very unusual cruise on a very unusual ship, not the usual fare at all. Pardon me, a little background. She has a cat named Hudson. Like I have a cat named George, and every once in a while she'd be at home doing a piece, and you'll see Hudson walk behind her. And she's leveraged her power as a influencer and her relationship with Hudson, where she created a stuffed animal in modeled after Hudson, in the uniform of a ship's captain, and she calls it Captain Hudson, and she sells them online. And I knew that she sold them for a charity, and she was doing very well, but frankly, I didn't pay that much attention. And it turns out that she has raised over 100,000 pounds for Mercy ships. And what are Mercy ships? That's what today is about. And I'm gonna, this is a religious organization that runs these ships, so there's a little bit of religion in it. Just give you a little warning. And endless hope and care to give. Since I'm reading from their website, since over 50% of the world's population lives near a coast, our ships are the best way to reach people in need of personalized, state-of-the-art medical care. This blows my mind. Listen to this statistic. Globally, 5 billion with a B people lack access to safe surgery. We all take it for granted. It may be ridiculously expensive and may be hard to get, but we have access to it. With the support of people like you, we deploy hospital ships to combat this overwhelming statistic. Around the world, in places without access to medical care, there are children, teens, and adults suffering and dying from treatable causes. Without help, 1 child in 8 will die before age 5. Let me repeat that sentence. Without help, 1 child in 8 will die before age 5. Together, we can reach these vulnerable children and families and provide the hope and healing they've been praying for. Our hospital ships are filled with state-of-the-art medical equipment and a volunteer crew of doctors, nurses, medical staff, technicians, teachers, physical therapists, and other caring people driven by mercy to help make the world a better, healthier place for all. And, you see it. You're wondering, well, why is he getting a little choked up at that? Well, it's not that paragraph. It's the part of her video yesterday that I'm certainly gonna give you a link to in the description. She went on this ship for a week, and one of their ships is anchored right outside Sierra Leone, one of the poorest countries on the planet in Africa. And this ship really doesn't move. That particular ship doesn't move anywhere. They got enough business where they bring people to the ship, treat them, do surgery. But the selflessness of the people on this ship that devote their time and expertise as volunteers is breathtaking, stunning. Acts of generosity and kindness that words do not do it justice. Certainly, this is not the only group of people or only organization that have people like this, because guess what? There are organizations like this in your neighborhood where you live, and people like this where you live. And I don't think we pay enough attention to them. Let me read a little bit more, and then I'll let you go down and watch that video. Mercy Ships began our mission to provide hope and healing to those in need in 1978. Each year, we send hospital ships filled with volunteer medical professionals who selflessly provide life-changing surgeries to children and adults who otherwise would go without. Together, we're saving lives. And that triggered a memory. I grew up in Rochester, New York, and I remember in the 60s and very early 70s, I have vivid memories of an event every year called the Hike for Hope. And it was like a 25-mile hike, and you would get sponsored by the mile. And the proceeds, if you went on that hike, would go to the hospital ship Hope. It was a big white ship with the word Hope on the side. It was doing what this ship is doing now. And I'm like, yesterday I thought, whatever happened to Hope? Well, Hope. So I Googled it, and I think it was 1973. It had to close down. The ship was too old. And these guys picked up the baton in 1978. That's what happened to Hope in the Hike for Hope fundraisers. So let me continue to read here. Mercy Ships believes that everyone deserves a life full of promise and potential, that every mother deserves to see her child grow healthy and thrive, and that being able to access medical care you need should never depend on where you were born. We bring hope and healing to people in great need by mobilizing people and resources worldwide and serving all people without regard to race, gender, or religion. Our programs address urgent surgical needs and provide training and education to local healthcare workers. State-of-the-art floating hospitals enable our volunteer surgeons and medical professionals to provide life-saving surgical procedures in a safe, sterile environment, including clean water, reliable electricity, and monitored care center. It's not like the doctors are paid and everybody else is. The doctors, the surgeons, the chief medical officer, they're all volunteer. And they live on the ship in tiny little cabins on an old ship. And they have their own sense of community and belonging there. And they're doing God's work, that's for sure. And take a look at Emma's video, and I think you'll really enjoy it. It'll be in the description on YouTube, and on Facebook it'll be right there with the title. I hope you enjoy today.